It was a commemoration of the additional class. In the late spring of 2024, the Chandra X-ray telescope commemorated its 25th birthday celebration, and NASA delivered 25 of the most stunning pictures ever taken by this telescope. Chandra is certainly one of the most remarkable telescopes we humans have placed directly in space. The X-ray telescope captures far-off galaxies, inestimable nebulae, and the remains of massive cosmic explosion blasts. Let us venture together through the intriguing surge of this universe of pictures. What Chandra has given us in 25 years of work is truly unimaginable. Each of the pictures shows us the richness of the universe in quality never seen before. ARP-220, we start this brilliant journey through the universe with one of the most brilliant galaxies we know, ARP-220. It is an ultra-luminous infrared galaxy formed by the collision of two galaxies. The collision triggered intense star formation, and the two galaxies have continued to grow during their massive merger. This impact also released a vast amount of gas and dust that blocks the galaxy's light. Despite the obstruction, a few specialists were able to locate over 200 giant star clusters in the ARP-220 galaxy, whose environment is described by extreme conditions. This galaxy is also one of the most powerful radio sources overhead and provides astronomers with insights into the evolution and behavior of galaxy centers during collisions. Pillars of Creation. The Chandra X-ray Observatory's mission began in 1999, and the Pillars of Creation were among the first pictures. This famous structure in the Eagle Nebula was first seen by the Hubble Space Telescope. The column-shaped structures consist of dense, cold clouds of dust and gas in which an incredible number of new stars are being formed. The support points owe their shape to the UV light of the young, hot stars. It's scattered by the surrounding gas, and thus, the light displays the dynamic processes of star formation. NGC 3532. The open star cluster NGC 3532 is also called the wishbone cluster or football cluster by specialists. It's located around 1,300 light-years away in the constellation Carina. This is a young star cluster, around 300 million years old, containing many radiant blue and yellow stars. The cluster is especially popular with amateur astronomers because it's visible to the unaided eye with relatively simple telescopes and in an unobstructed view. NGC 3532 was also the first object captured by the Hubble Space Telescope after its launch in 1990. NGC 6872. Let's go further to the constellation of the Peacock, where we find perhaps one of the largest known galaxies, with a width of more than 500,000 light-years. NGC 6872 is not only stunningly large but also unusually shaped. It is extraordinarily curved, and this shape is most likely caused by interactions with the nearby companion galaxy IC 4970. The gravitational forces acting on the approach of the two galaxies have stretched and distorted the spiral arms of NGC 6872. Considering these vivid pictures, the question arises repeatedly as to whether the universe is truly so bright. Officially, the colors are made by the use of filters, but color also occurs naturally. Gases form the colors, green, red, yellow, or, in this case, a dazzling pink and maroon, under certain filters. NGC 1850. NGC 1850 is a surprising globular cluster in the Large Magellanic Cloud, which forms our Milky Way's satellite galaxy. The cluster is about 160,000 light-years from the outer regions of the Milky Way. Why is this interesting? This formation is unique because it contains young stars, which is unusual for globular clusters. Astronomers suspect that the cluster was formed by a massive burst of star formation. Crab Nebula. The Crab Nebula is the remnant of a supernova explosion observed by Chinese astronomers in 1050. Located in the constellation Taurus, the cloud consists of a complex structure of gas and dust, and the cloud is still expanding, moving at around 1,500 kilometers per second. At the center of the cloud is the Crab Pulsar, a neutron star that rotates incredibly fast and emits high-energy radiation in the process. The Crab Nebula is a significant source of research on pulsars and the physics of supernova remnants. MSH 15-52. MSH 15-52 is also a supernova remnant, but this time we are in the constellation Norma, and at the center of the cloud is a high-energy pulsar called PSR B509D58. This object is known to be one of the most powerful X-ray sources overhead and is frequently studied by NASA satellites. Supernova remnants and pulsars are real treats for researchers. L2125. Let's continue our grand journey through the universe and head toward the constellation Ursa Major. EL2125 is a massive galaxy cluster around 3 billion light-years away. It contains many galaxies in a particularly dense intergalactic environment. Only Chandra, with its unique X-ray technology, can shine through this dense environment to show us the galaxy cluster in all its grandeur. The cluster is a significant observation site for astrophysicists since various galaxy collisions take place here, constantly changing the structure of the cluster.
Virgo cluster. Galaxy clusters are among the most magnificent structures in the universe. They unite hundreds to thousands of galaxies in a majestic dance. The Virgo cluster is the closest large galaxy cluster to the Milky Way and is located in the constellation Virgo. It contains around 1,300 to 2,000 galaxies, as well as an especially large number of bright, spiral, and elliptical galaxies. The Virgo cluster also affects the development of galaxies in our region through its gravitational pull and plays an important role in investigations into mass distribution in the entire known universe. NGC 3324. NGC 3324, also known as the Gabriela Mistral cloud, is an emission nebula in the constellation Carina. The cloud is formed by radiation from hot, young stars and is illuminated in a captivating manner. This spot of extraordinary star formation displays a nearly human or female profile, which gave it its name. NGC 3324 is of particular interest to cosmologists since it shows stars at various stages of development. Snake Nebula. The Snake Nebula, or Snake Cloud, lies in the constellation Ophiuchus and is a shadow of thick dust and gas. It blocks the light of the stars behind it and has a striking shape reminiscent of a snake. It contains numerous young protostars that are currently in the very early stages of their development. This dark nebula is an ideal example of how gravity and gas density work together to initiate star formation processes. SN 1987A. The supernova SN 1987A is the nearest and brightest supernova explosion of modern times and was discovered in the Large Magellanic Cloud in 1987. This event marked the first time that scientists observed a supernova in detail at all stages of its evolution, which will continue for thousands of years. SN 1987A also led to the discovery of neutrinos being produced during a supernova. These ghostly particles are found throughout the universe and are considered invaluable cosmic messengers. Neutrinos can easily pass through thin layers of matter and were even used to study the pyramids of Giza in an entirely new way. WR24. WR24 is a Wolf-Rayet star in the constellation Sagitta, about 15,000 light-years from us. These stars are among the most extraordinary and hottest stars in the universe, losing mass rapidly due to intense stellar winds. The star is surrounded by a gas cloud called M1-67, which was formed by these extreme stellar winds. WR24 is especially interesting because it will likely explode as a supernova at a later stage. G2.50.9 G21.59. This is a supernova remnant located in the constellation Scorpius, and it is especially brilliant in the X-ray range. For Chandra, this object was a special treat, and we are eager to get details from another supernova. At the center of this remnant, scientists found a neutron star emitting high-energy particles and surrounded by a shell of charged particles. Gas cosmic focus of the Smooth Way. The focal point of the Smooth Way is about 26,000 light-years from Earth, and it's an exceptionally dynamic region. The genuine center is a very gigantic black hole called Sagittarius A star. Compared to other cosmic centers, the black hole at our center is still quiet and pensive. Sagittarius A** scarcely consumes matter and gives our home world a charming, quiet, and stable shape. Concentrating on this center helps astronomers understand how black holes and cosmic centers function and interact with each other. HB5. With HB5, we have another beautiful cloud in the group of stars Aquila. The cloud is known for its complex structure and dazzling blue and green colors. In this case, the colors are formed by ionized oxygen and nitrogen gas. At the focal point of the cloud is a dying star that is now ejecting its outer layers. Thanks to pictures of HB5, we have significant data about the last phases of development of Sun-like stars. NGC 7469, the twisting shape is by far the most common shape for galaxies in the universe. NGC 7469 is an especially dynamic spiral galaxy, about 200 million light-years away in the constellation Pegasus. It's popular for its brilliant center, which appears pink in Chandra's pictures, with a yellowish center. At the center of NGC 7469 is an especially bright quasar. These very massive black holes are surrounded by heaps of hot gas, which glows brightly in pictures. NGC 1365 NGC 1365 is a remarkable barred spiral galaxy in the constellation Fornax, about 56 million light-years away. This galaxy is famous for its prominent bar that stretches across the center. Thanks to pictures from Chandra, scientists have been able to discover various regions of intense star formation in NGC 1365, and this galaxy also contains a supermassive black hole at its center. Orion Cloud. Anybody who loves stargazing is sure to be familiar with the Orion Cloud, otherwise known as M42. Seen from our perspective, this is the brightest and most notable emission nebula and is situated about 1,344 light-years away in the Orion constellation. The cloud is a colossal star formation region containing various young stars, protostars, and gas clouds. For researchers, this massive stellar nursery is an ideal lab for studying the processes that lead to the formation of new stars and planetary systems. The eye galaxies. The galaxies NGC 4435 and NGC 4438 are called eyes because they appear to be a pair of eyes when observed through a telescope. The pair is found in the Virgo cluster, and these galaxies show amazing interactions that distort gas and dust structures in a unique way, thereby greatly stimulating the formation of stars. NGC 7469, again this galaxy also shows a beautiful twisting shape. This especially dynamic galaxy, located about 200 million light-years away, shines in the constellation Pegasus. It's home to an active cosmic center containing a very massive black hole. The black hole attracts material from its surroundings, creating strong X-ray and UV radiation, making NGC 7469 one of the brightest light sources in the night sky. One more interesting feature of this galaxy is the heavenly ring around its center. Copia A. This is another brilliant cosmic explosion remnant that detonated around 300 years ago in the constellation Copia. This somewhat blue, glowing heavenly remnant is also one of the brightest radio sources overhead right up to the present day. It consists of debris made of hot gas, EX groups, and agreements, making it one of the most exciting cosmic observation sites in the universe. Catspaw Cloud. It is very impressive how much imagination our scientists have. Time and again, they see specific similarities between large phenomena and natural shapes or characters. In this case, one researcher unexpectedly compared it to a cat's soft paw, so the emission cloud NGC 6334 was given the name Catspaw Cloud. It's one of the most dynamic star-forming regions in our own galaxy. If you want to observe the cloud with a novice telescope, you need to search in the direction of the constellation Scorpius. The radiation from the young stars constantly forms and changes the cloud structures, making the cloud one of the most popular research objects. Centaurus A, known as NGC 5128, this galaxy has a striking dust disk and an active cosmic core that is home to a supermassive black hole. This grandiose marvel can be seen about 13 million light-years away in the Centaurus constellation. Max J35. In this picture, you are looking directly at a gravitational lens, Max J0035, also known as Max J354630.